Welcome to the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, episode 14. I am one half of your host, Chris Old School Picker. Along beside me is Caleb from the Old Pass. We are just two old guys reselling in our backyards and sheds and on platforms like eBay and whatnot. Introduce yourself, Caleb.
Hey, Caleb from the Old Pass. Just hanging out with Chris, the old school picker. Coolest old school picker I know.
Probably the only one you know.
So
yeah, got quite a bit to talk about. Number one thing we want to talk about is we are how many weeks away from the Reseller Meetup? We are 2 weeks from Friday.
2 weeks
from Friday.
When you say it like that, it sounds really close.
Yes. So if you are going to be in the Crossville, Tennessee area on August the 4th, this is probably going to be your last chance to sign up and get tickets for the Reseller Meetup, Pickin The Plateau, Highway 127 Meetup. Got quite a few people coming, quite a few YouTubers coming, quite a few YouTube resellers coming, including myself and Caleb. Pretty excited about it. And as Caleb said, he's getting nervous.
He is.
I don't know. I thought that's what you said.
Yeah. Probably be a lot worse the day of. I've never met anybody,
That's true. That's true. And a big part of who's coming I have met. Yes.
Yeah, some of these people kind of personally. I've just met them from watching them commenting, stuff like that, But
yeah. Well,
still looking forward to it for sure.
The ones I know, Eric, OBX Picker, he is exactly the same as you see him YouTube. Tim over the years, exactly the same. Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Sale, exactly the same. Scott and Christina, Trading Post Pickers, exactly the same. Man, I can't start naming names because I'll forget people, but that are coming. But yes, quite a few people coming. We're excited about it. Caleb's wife is going to do the catering for us. How is that process going?
It's going good. Got a lot of the stuff already together. Pretty much, I haven't even told you this, but pretty much all the supplies are here.
Okay,
and
that's good.
She's got some of the food already set up and ready. It's almost go time, man.
Well, if you're interested in coming and joining us, the link for the tickets is in the description of this video. Go check it out. We would love to see you. And we're gonna have a good time. 3 or 4 hours of just hanging out and getting to meet everybody and get to know each other better and just hanging out. And after a long day of yard selling on the Highway 127 sale, pop in there, grab a burger, hang out with us for a while, and have a good time. So family event, so you can bring your kids. Just let us know some way. Don't buy your kids 12 and under. Don't buy them a ticket. Just bring them, but somehow let us know so we can sort of prepare for. Make sure there is enough food. We'll make sure there's enough food.
Yeah, we
will make sure there's enough food. We will bring plenty. But if you don't care, let us know. And don't buy a ticket for anybody 12 and under.
Right.
13 and up. Sorry, you got to buy a ticket.
Yep.
You eat too much.
You eat too much.
I know I ate too much at 13. I'm still eating too much. My wife.
That's probably started at like 9 or 10.
Well, my wife has me on a diet. I'm trying to lose some weight before we get to this meetup. I'm tired of being as big around as I am tall. So I am on this intermittent fasting program where you don't eat from 7 o'clock at night till I'm pushing it till 1 o'clock the next day.
Oh my.
It's a long time. I was doing 11, but now I've got used to it. Now at 11, I'm not even hungry. So now I'm just pushing it to 1 o'clock.
Why don't you just not eat all day? See how that works.
Well, I might the week of the meetup.
Just don't eat. You probably lose weight.
Follow us for all your bad diet programs.
Oh yeah, follow me. Yeah, really follow me.
But it seems to be working. I've only been doing this for maybe 2 weeks, and I've lost 6-7 pounds.
That's good.
The good thing is, if you can make it till 1 o'clock, to 6 o'clock, I eat anything I want.
That's where I'd mess up.
Well, I mean, but you can only eat so much. So, I mean, you're hungry, you eat till you're full, you quit. I eat at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock, and then I don't eat no more throughout the day.
I used to be really good at testing that theory. You can only eat so much. It has caught up with me, but I used to be really good at pushing those limits.
Well, I mean, my biggest problem on weight is, I get bored, I eat.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm sitting around not doing nothing, editing video is a killer. Editing video on Old School Picker channel ain't nothing to have a little Debbie or some chips or something there beside me, just munching on them while I'm sitting there editing video. Oh, it's bad. Or when I'm listing on eBay, it's bad too. I'm out here listing. I have something. My biggest struggle right now too is still the drinks. I like my Mountain Dews, I like my Pepsis, I like my Dr. Peppers, and I'm really, really trying to kick some of that as well, because I know that's where a lot of my weight comes.
But it's hard to quit all that stuff.
Water, man. It gets so boring. Water is like the most boring thing you can consume.
I just can't. I try, but
yeah, I know.
Water.
Yeah, I was doing good with water a while back, and then I got back to drinking, but I didn't have energy because you was missing out on that sugar and that caffeine. So I got back into drinking Mountain Dews, and it's just like that weight just went spiking back up. So yeah, working on the little weight loss here.
I had a friend that man, he was a coworker. He would drink like 2-3 Mountain Dews a day.
Yeah.
And the guy wasn't, he was probably like 190 pounds, 6 foot tall. He wasn't fat by no means, maybe just a little bit of a belly, but yeah, he would drink 2 or 3 a day at work. And he come in one day and he was just like, he starts sweating. I'm like, you all right? He said, man, my back's killing me. He had to go to the doctor. Come to find out he had a kidney stone.
Yep.
They blamed it on Mountain Dew. They said that is the worst. And he never drunk. Well, last time I talked to him, he never drunk another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said it was so bad.
I have come to the realization I don't have many addictions in life, but caffeine and sugar are top of the list.
That's a bad combination too.
It is, but golly, it's like, how do you function without caffeine? I don't know how people do it. I don't drink coffee though, so all these coffee drinkers hate on all these Mountain Dew drinkers, and I'm like, well, you're drinking it too, and I know you can get caffeine free, and some people do, but most coffee drinkers ain't. Yeah, no. So
caffeine free anything is nasty.
Well, coffee's nasty in my opinion.
Yes, it is.
A whole other story.
I do agree with that, sir.
So yeah, meetup. I hope everybody comes. I hope we have a good turnout. It's looking pretty good so far. So excited about it.
And if it's a flop, just blame Chris. It's all his.
Yes, if it's a flop, just like last week's episode of Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, blame me.
Yeah, quit doing all that stuff.
Apparently, nobody in YouTube land wants to see me and Caleb flex.
Who would?
Because well, yeah, I mean, really. Apparently, I didn't think so because that's what I titled the video, and I made the thumbnail of that. But if you're listening to this and you have not listened to episode 13, which is a big portion of you guys out there, go back, and after you get done with this episode, go back and listen to episode 13 because it was a really good episode, but it totally tanked.
Yeah, so far it's not good.
It was bad. It was like bad.
It was
like YouTube ranks your last 10 videos, like your top 10, your last 10 videos. Yeah. It's number 10 by like 100.
Yeah, it never got out of 10th place either.
It's like 100 behind number 9. So,
yeah, it's bad.
Like I think like 6 people watched it.
I honestly thought about calling Ken just to see if he would give me $10 for this wall space. It was doing so bad. Yeah. Like if I can get anything now.
So how's the negotiations for the wall space going?
Did you see the comments?
I on what?
on their podcast this week.
No, I didn't. I've not watched any YouTube this week. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Well, theirs is my favorite. They say that they're number one and number two is us. And then later on, he said number two is Let's Do Lunch. So he was kind of playing the favorites game,
Right.
He's trying to figure out how to get the ham sandwich down here to me. And I went in there and said something. I can't even remember what I said. And my wife commented, and she said, "Actually, here, let me pull this up because this is too good not to get right. You've got to hear word for word what was said."
So this is this comment of the week segment for Jimmy and Ken's podcast.
We're now plugging.
We're doing comments of the week on theirs because our video was so bad last night.
We got to get it somehow.
So go check out Reseller Clickbait podcast and forget about two old guys. I don't care.
Watching us, which
I do think, and I got to reach out to Jimmy and ask him about this. I think they might be some collusion between Caleb and Ken of starting their own podcast and leaving me and Jimmy in the That's what I'm thinking.
That's the truth. Yeah, sure.
So Jimmy, if you're out there listening, do whatever you got to do not to make that happen, or get with me and you will start old school flips podcast. I guess we'll start a new one.
Well, now I can't find their new video. I must have.
Oh, good grief!
Live
TV
here.
Live TV.
It's not. Well, anyway, Tanya went in. Okay, I'll just have to do my best. Tanya goes in and she comments, "Jimmy and Ken, you guys need to make plans to come to the 127 to the meetup, and we would love to meet you. Great podcast, all that kind of stuff." And Jimmy had said something about signing your shed, right? Well, I've signed the shed too, but anyway. Okay.
Yes, right beside each other, actually.
Yeah. So.
Well, no, Kevin's in between.
Yeah, Commonwealth. He's always in the middle of everything. But anyway.
He tries to steal all the limelight. You know how
there you go. But she said, and you guys could even come to the shed. We'll give you a tour. And you could even sign Caleb's shed and make Chris jealous. Mm-hmm. And then she said, Tanya, the better half of the Old Paths.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Jimmy came up a few days early last year for the Highway 127 sale, and we picked just me and him one day by ourselves, and then it was me, him, and his wife one day by ourselves, I believe, and then we met up with everybody else because Jimmy came in early, and we didn't have the best of luck, to be honest with you. So he'll probably never come to this area again. But yeah, we did have a good time. But yeah, if you had showed up to the meetup last year, you would have met Ken and Jimmy because they were at the meetup last year.
I'll be honest, if I knew Ken was going to be there, I'd have went. Sorry.
You didn't know Ken at the
I didn't. Well, if I'd have been watching his videos, I'd have went to see Ken. Forget that Commonwealth guy and some other guys,
Yeah, shout out to those guys. It's amazing how many people will come to this area for Kevin, but they won't come here for us.
They're just not educated.
I think last year, honestly, most people came to see Carrie.
Carrie's the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is.
Hey, he's the best. He gets dogged the worst, but he's the best.
He is. I like Carrie. I like all those guys. If you're watching this video, don't put that we hate those guys because I've met every one of them personally. I have picked with Kevin, me and him personally together many, many times. Me and Kevin have known each other for like 5 years. Every time I say anything about anything, people think I don't like those guys, and it's so funny.
That's just the.
It's really Caleb that don't like them.
Yes, hate everybody. I hate everybody. I don't have prejudice. No way. I just hate everybody.
He don't even like his neighbors.
I don't like no. Okay, time.
Change the subject. All right. Anyways, that's a touchy.
By the way, Jimmy, I wouldn't take Chris up on kicking me out and kicking Ken out because it'll go like your yard sale and went with him. It won't work.
Yeah. Well, I tried to take Jimmy to all the bad yard sales. I didn't want him to outpick me.
Yeah, I understand.
So episode 13 was a total disaster on YouTube, but it actually performed pretty well on Spotify. So my only guess is everybody has quit watching us on. They didn't want to see us flex last week.
You can't see it on Spotify.
They just wanted to hear about us flex.
Yeah, I guess.
So maybe that's it. So everybody's watching on Spotify now, or listening on Spotify now,
or Apple
instead of YouTube.
Both doing
or
better.
Apple.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
Don't
I
have
mean,
two ugly mugs going over there.
we've got faces for radio. What can we say?
That's true. I can't argue that one, sir.
So Reseller Meetup, shed update. You have a shed update.
I have a shed update. I sure do.
If you don't know, Caleb is in a shed similar to mine, bigger, but as him having a bigger shed wasn't enough, he recently purchased a second shed. So he is double sheds.
Oh my gosh.
So
you need to check your jealousy at the door, sir.
Yes. Do I need to bring up Marvin the Martian?
No, that's not
Let me show you something else I picked up.
Oh, come on.
While you're pulling the shed up.
Yeah, that's not fair. I guess it is fair, but it's not
It's
fair.
not worth a ton of money, but I think you're going to appreciate it, and I appreciate it.
Ooh.
He-Man comic #1.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Ooh. He-Man comic #1. Masters of the Universe, Star Comics. It's not in like terrific shape. It's definitely not gradable, but if you're looking for just a good reader or just something cool to have, it's pretty good.
Awesome.
I think I've got it.
Screams old sticker to me though.
Yeah, and I priced it that way I can hang on to it for a while. It looks really good up here on my shelf. I'll be honest with you. I like it a lot, but it is for sale.
Okay.
But I think I've got it listed for like $25-$30.
All right. That sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, you get that comic graded like 8 or 9 grade on it, you're talking several $100, but this one's not that.
Right.
It's nowhere close. But yeah, it's something I picked up here a while back, and you know how I am with Masters of the Universe. I love that stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that.
I can't find it. Man. I don't think there's any of it left in Crossville for sale, though.
You got it all.
I think I bought it all last year.
Oh, my
God. All right, shed update. Come on, give us some pictures.
Here is, I've only got the one. I thought I had 2, but anyway, I'll set this up for you. Build a few shelves in it. I actually bought everything our Sam's Club had. So I've got to go back and get some more. But this is one side of the shed under the loft. There are 8-foot sections, and then there's 8-foot section. No, I'm lying. Yeah, 3 8-foot sections. We're going to section it off 3 ways. So here you go, right here.
This is great entertainment for our podcast listeners. Yeah,
look, guys, everybody listening on the podcast, look at what you see. Yeah, really.
First thing I notice is why you got one short shelf in the middle.
Okay, here's our plan.
Oh, I know, because that's actually the part. It's actually supposed to be taller than that, but you're making them shorter.
Well, it turned out they're 5-rack shelves.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned out if we would have put that 5th rack on the outside levels, we'd have just wasted that shelf. We just had like 7 or 8 inches. And I'm going to put the black totes with the yellow lids there. I'm going to be able to get like 40, I think I counted. 8, 16, 32. Yeah, 40. And that's without putting anything on the middle shelf. So the middle shelf is going to stay 3 high, and we're going to put some kind of surface on top of that. That way, if we're pulling a tote down, you can sit it there. You can take stuff out, work through it. If you need to put something really big, since this picture was taken, I have 2 blow mold rocking horse things sitting there. So it's kind of dual purpose. You can put really big items there, or you can use it as a workspace.
Right.
So the idea is there'll be another shelf to the left, and there'll be another shelf in the middle. And then if you turn around and look the other way, this setup will be the same on the other side. It's going to be eBay on one side, personal on the other side. And then the middle, I don't know. We may use it to kind of spill away, like keep some boxes, supplies, bubble wrap stuff. Maybe I'm not real sure on that yet. But yeah, this is kind of where we're at right now. I'm waiting on more shelves to come in. We bought them all, so there's nothing left.
The only thing is I wouldn't put nothing crazy heavy on those shelves because those being plastic, they will bow.
Yep, they will. I think our totes, the heaviest tote I've got probably like 40 pounds because I don't like them being too heavy.
No.
So they're rated.
Put the heavier ones on the bottom too.
Yeah, they're rated for 200 pounds per shelf. I'd like to keep that about 100 pounds per shelf, and I think it'd be just fine.
Yeah, probably so.
But
no, it looks good.
Yeah, it's going to work out pretty good, I think.
I seen something in that corner that I'm going to need.
Uh-oh, I went off of it too quick.
Nah, it's all right. Some of them rolls of paper.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I've been using the crap out of that stuff.
You like it?
Yeah, I do like it. I like it better than what I was buying because
it's awesome.
It's thinner, so you do have to put a little more.
But it's so workable, man. You can work it.
It's so workable. That thicker brown craft paper to use for packing is what we're talking about.
Yep.
Man, it's almost too thick, Rick, to be honest with you. And it's heavy.
Yep.
That you get is not heavy.
No, it don't add hardly any weight.
So yeah. No, I like it. I like it because I'm saving on bubble wrap. I'm not using nowhere near as much bubble wrap. And
you won't have to buy craft paper.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that craft paper is like $50 a roll or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. I bought one way back when, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I found this deal, and I'm like, done. I'm going. Yeah,
I would always keep it, but I would use it very, very little, mostly just for like glassware, and I would just use bubble wrap. Well, this paper that you're giving me is so thin and light, it's kind of like bubble wrap. It don't add any weight to the actual item, really. So yeah, I've been using a lot of it.
Oh yeah, it's good. I like it. It's good stuff. We use it all the time.
Shout out to somebody that used my link the other day on I got good friends that use my links.
That was me.
No. That's not the link I'm talking about.
I did it once.
I'm talking somebody used a link to sign up as a buyer on Whatnot, and I got another free $10. And so they should have got $10 too. And I had their name and I don't remember who it was. Yep. So I'm a bad friend. But shout out to whoever you are. I appreciate it. I really do. So
when we say two old guys, we're telling the truth. We cannot remember you. We are old. We forget everything.
Well, okay, let's lead into that. Comments of the week.
Comments. I like comments. I like comments.
Yeah. I'm going to read mine first because you was talking about age, and it's by the Quirky Picker. The Quirky Picker on YouTube. At what age do you become old? Asking for a friend. So to be an old guy, because we are two old guys, how old do you have to be, Caleb?
I mean, is it an age or is it a feeling?
I don't know. They didn't say.
Because, I mean, I just turned 40, so technically.
At what age do you become old?
In my mind, I've always thought 40 was kind of the end of your life. You're old and you're about to die. Here I am.
You got one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel.
Yep.
Yeah, I think 40 is kind of the number. Yep. I think 40 is kind of the number. 38, 39, you're there, but you're really still holding on,
I just be honest. When I hit 30, that hurt a whole lot worse than hitting 40. Physically, my body, I felt it around 29, 30. I started feeling it big time.
The first time I ever woke up and felt old, I was 38-year-old.
Really?
Up until 38, I could still feel, I don't know if I could have or not, but I felt like I could do anything I could do at 25.
No, not me.
But something happened when I turned 38 and it was like, I can't do that no more. So, yeah. And then it happened again at like 42. And then it happened again, like 44, 45. So it keeps on the list of things I can do keep getting smaller.
Yeah, I will agree with that one. That is true. Very true.
I
can't grade mine by hair color.
Yeah.
Believe this or not, I have had gray hair since I was 12 years old. Not like this, but I've had some gray hair since I was 12.
I'm sorry. I just pictured you as 12-year-old with that same hair.
It was just, sporadic. But by the time I hit 25, I didn't look a whole lot different than this. It's got a lot worse, but I had quite a bit. And I've got a cousin that when she was 18, she dyed her hair black, still does this. And she told me, she said, if she don't dye her hair black, it would be completely white. And now she's in her 40s now, but from the time, and you could go like pull her hairline, just kind of do this, and you could see it just a skunk trail.
Yeah.
And she was,
I'm sure she appreciates that if she's listening.
Love you, cuz. Yeah. I'm sure she's watching.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, mind, I might tell them if I see them. They come into the meetup. Is that the one that's coming to the meetup?
No. See, I don't even know if she knows I sell on eBay. I don't really ever see her. She moves somewhere else, somewhere far away.
That's kind of where I was heading with this whole conversation, though, before you took it to Skunk Trail.
Hey, listen.
But
you have to get over it, okay?
Can you be too old to resell?
I mean, I guess if you can't walk and go to yard sales and thrift stores and stuff,
you can source at home.
You know what? Whatnot is becoming a honeypot for some of I mean, not everywhere, but you can do okay sometimes and turn around if you don't care to sit on something.
Yard sale. Look at how good Kevin's doing. What is he, like 65, 70?
Kevin Commonwealth Picker. Oh, you hate him, don't you?
No, I don't. He's actually my mentor on YouTube, actually. Wow. But anyways, no, I just, on my Old School Picker channel, I know I have a lot of older people that watch my channel, and a lot of them resell. And like, if I'm reselling in my 60s, to me, it won't be that big of a deal because I've been reselling since I was like 27, 28 year old. Online. Actually, I was reselling way before then, but online.
Yeah, I can see scaling that down.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Not maybe doing it to the degree we do it, but yeah, still doing it for sure.
But how awesome is it to see like 60-year-olds just getting started in it?
I love it.
I love it. I think it's so awesome, man. It's so awesome. People that have retired, 60, 65, 62, 65, whatever it is.
Yep.
And, sit at home and they're like, because a lot of people don't want to retire, not because they can't afford it, but because they're afraid they'll get bored.
Yeah. I had a boss, man, like for 2 years. I knew him for like 20, but he was my boss for like 2 years. He was like in his 70s and still got around like a kid and would not retire, wouldn't quit. He told him at work, he said, no, I don't want to retire. And they finally retired him, early. And so he goes off and he starts doing stocks and just, he's not the type that's just going to sit down and watch Gunsmoke all day. He's not that guy. He's going to get out here and make it happen. And he's like nearly 80 years old now. You see him out. I see him out sometimes and he looks like he's about 60. Gets around better than I do.
Well,
that's it, man.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get a little philosophical here. But humans are a creature of habit, correct? Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. A lot of people don't know this, but I will talk about it for just a few minutes. I was actually a correctional officer at a state prison for about a year and a half. And I would see prisoners that had been in there for 20, 30 years finally come up for parole. And they'd be like, CO, that's what they called us, CO, correctional officer. Be like, CO, man, I'm excited that I might get out, but I'm scared to death. And I'm like, why? And they're like, man, I've not been out in 25, 30 years. It's a different world. It's a different world, different place. And they would be terrified. They've been institutionalized. It's all they had known for 25, 30 years. And I think people that have worked that long at regular jobs, especially if you've worked the same job for 25, 30 years, they almost get institutionalized, become creatures of habit, and become scared to break away from what they've been doing for 25, 30 years. And I get it. The longest I ever worked anywhere was a furniture factory, a local furniture factory. Worked there for almost 13 years. And I remember just, 13 years being somewhat scared to quit. And, but not really. That was more financial fear than it was, what am I going to do with my life? Because, when I quit, I was like, I was right around 30 years old. So, I knew I was going to do something, go to work somewhere. I actually already had a job lined up. So it wasn't that kind of fear. It was a financial fear. But I can imagine, being 60, 65 years old and being scared, not financially, but just being scared of not having anything to do and being bored to death.
Yep.
And so all these elderly, 60's not elderly. It's older, right?
Older. Yeah.
Older. So
seeing
those people get into reselling is pretty cool, honestly.
Oh,
and I think it's awesome. So I don't think you can ever be too old to be a reseller.
No, you just, whatever limits you put on yourself, that's it, right?
Right. I mean, like you said, as long as you can move around to go source, but man, you can source at home if you know how to do it.
Yep.
I mean, there's people that make a living sourcing from eBay, selling on Amazon, or sourcing from Amazon or Walmart and selling on, all that. But yet, like you said, there's tons of people sourcing on Whatnot right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there are ways to do it. You can buy storage units on now. Of course, you would need some help cleaning it out and processing it, but there's a lot of ways you can resell, even if you're older, younger. Logan, here he is, 18 years old and just getting into it. And I mean, I think it's awesome. The reselling community is definitely growing.
Yeah.
But it ain't just all young people. It's older people as well. So I think it's pretty neat.
Yep. Logan's got like 13 things on there now.
Yeah. Has he been selling anything?
Not yet. He's only been actively listing for 2 weeks, but he's in school full time. Then he works some too. So I told him, I said, just list when you can. It ain't, if you don't sell nothing for a month, oh well, it's just
not like he's, well, I mean, it's not like he's got a house payment or anything like that he's, he's got to make a certain amount. And that's what's good about these older people that are retirees, just something to supplement their retirement check or their Social Security or whatever. Just, make a few hundred. Everybody don't have to make $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month on eBay.
Right.
If you're making an extra $200 or $300 to pay the light bill, to pay the water bill, to pay car payment or whatever, insurance, whatever, it's a good supplemental side gig, I think. So it's pretty neat to see some of these, because I get that comment a lot on my OSP channel. I get that comment a lot, older people saying, hey, just got started reselling. I just think it's awesome. Didn't mean to go there, but guess what the title of our video is going to be.
It's a good point too, though. Just because you don't sell, like, me and you, we sell similar, maybe, I don't know what your average is running. Ours somewhere around 2 to 250 a day.
Mine's about 175-ish.
But see, some people are making like $30, $40, $50 a day. And that doesn't mean you're not successful.
Mm-mm.
Success is based on the goals you set. And when you see somebody like, okay, we see other resellers that are way bigger than us and making $200,000 on their 90 days. But you also got to remember, what did they pay for that $200,000 worth of stuff?
Right.
So success is, you got to build goals in your mind and shoot for that. And
well,
just because you don't hit what we hit doesn't mean you're not a success.
a big part of that too. This is my pet peeve. Man, you just you kick the beehive. You do
Here
this
we
every
go.
episode, kicking the beehive. But one of my biggest pet peeves is YouTubers getting on there and talking about if you're not making X amount of dollars, you're not successful.
Mhm.
Well, a lot of how I do eBay is based on how much I need. If I needed to make $300 a day, guess what? I wouldn't be sitting here talking on a podcast making zero. I'd be over here listing.
Yep.
I don't need to make that. I don't need to make $175 a day. I say it all the time in my videos. I could quit YouTube, I could quit eBay, and my bills would be paid.
Mm-hmm.
My bills don't depend on that. So I get heated when people start talking about because so-and-so's not doing this, they're not successful. I'm like, no, I don't have the bills you have. There's a big difference. If I needed to make $500 a day, guess what? I'd probably just go get a job, because to make $500 a day in reselling, I'd have to work so hard. I'd just soon go get a job. I don't want to work hard.
It'd be a challenge.
I mean, you can do it. There's no doubt in my mind. I could do it, but I don't need to. Therefore, I don't want to. As I get older, if I don't have to, there's a big part of me that don't want to. you know, I mean, I'm the only one, I'm sure, but if I don't have to do something, there's a good chance it won't get done because I don't want to.
This segment brought to you by OSP, the Old School Philosopher.
Yes, that's it. Cancel the show. We're done. Let me write that timestamp down. 3640.
Done. He said done.
I gotta get my thumbnail, guys. I gotta get my thumbnail. Yeah. Caleb making weird and crazy, obscene gestures.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
While we're here, let's shout out our channel shout out of the week.
Yes, who you got on the big board?
We have Laura over at LKG329 Sales on eBay and YouTube. Go check her out. Tell her the two old guys sent you. Laura, we shouted her out in one of our early episodes, but we want to do it again because Laura, when I checked, she had 423 subscribers. If we could get her closer to 5, at 500, she qualifies, I guess. I don't know how many watch hours she has, but she gets closer to qualifying for that level 1 of monetization. So if you guys are watching and you're not subscribed to Laura, LKG329 Sales, go over there and subscribe to her. I'm sure she would appreciate that.
Well, she's a perfect example of doing eBay, little eBay side hustle. I watched a couple of her videos yesterday, actually, and she is a pastor's wife. You know, I'm pretty sure her bills are not being paid by what she's making on YouTube. She's just doing it to have something to do, to make a little extra income and do a little side hustle. And she just started eBay, I think, about a year ago. And I can already see her learning. And I love to watch people. Learn. I love that. Oh, yeah. So if you want to follow along on her journey, go check her out on YouTube. She is a good person, and gonna get to meet her because she's coming to the Reseller Meetup.
Yep. I do question her judgment a little bit, though.
Being friends with us, yes.
Well, she's got an OSP sticker and an Old Paths business card in every video right there on her sign. So I have to question her judgment.
That's true.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, we're Ann and a man.
And whoa, that ruined it. Yep.
Yeah. We're in bad company, honestly.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Here we go. Hey, Kevin again.
Yeah. Speaking of YouTube, OSP channel hit another milestone.
It hit a good milestone.
Big milestone. 7,000 subs. I am so happy with that.
Big.
To me, it's not as big as the 500,000 views that I reached like a week ago, but it's still big. Yeah, it's still big.
That's good.
To know 7,000 people out there in the world are subscribed to me. Tell you a funny story, and of course I don't remember their name either. I'm horrible with names, but I was flipping through Whatnot yesterday, just going through random places. I actually seen you in there on one, and I was just in and out, seeing what people had on there. And I was going in channels I had no idea who were, and they didn't know who I was. And I went on this one channel, they were selling all media. I was like, because I have talked about doing a media only auction that I want to do on Whatnot, because I got media running out my ears, to be honest with you. And popped in there, and there was like 3 or 4 people in there, not many. And whoever's channel it was, and I apologize that I don't remember, they said, "Is that the old school picker from YouTube, old school picker?" And I was like, and I didn't know him. And I was like, "Yep, that's me." He was like, "Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I watch you all the time." And I was like, "Well, yeah, okay, I appreciate that." And I did sit there and watch a few of these auctions, and yeah, so shout out to whoever you are. I wish I could shout you out, but I don't remember. I'm horrible. But yeah, that was pretty cool. So, because that's the first time I've ever.
You go around blaming other people for being bad friends.
Well, see, I didn't know I was a friend of his, though, because I didn't know him. So
you're a celebrity.
I mean, it ain't like I was having a podcast with him every Thursday. It wasn't that kind of friendship.
Yeah, there you go. Back under the bus I go.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. That's the first time on Whatnot that's happened to me, other than people that I know that know me,
Right.
But so I thought that was pretty neat. So
pretty neat.
We are.
Pretty neat.
Speaking of Whatnot. Yeah, go ahead.
Big
announcement.
Second auction coming up next Thursday, 6 p.m., the 27th. We're going to have, I've already got some stuff sitting over here.
6 p.m. Eastern Central.
Right there. There's some stuff.
Oh, I see some media.
Yep. 6
p.m.
Central
Eastern.
time.
Central. 7 Eastern.
Yes, 7 Eastern.
The link for Caleb's Whatnot is down below, so go follow him, and
I'd
see everybody there. Well, we'll get shouted out next week too, though.
Yeah, we'll get another. Yeah, because it's going to be next Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. whatever you said.
Yeah,
the other time I can't even remember what.
7 Eastern, 6 Central.
Yeah,
I might actually try to do a show that day too.
Come on,
I need to, and we'll piggyback off each other.
There you go.
Yeah, I need to. I want to do another one before the 127 sale to get some spending money.
My business model, my goal has kind of been when I'm listing, how I do everything with spreadsheets and all that. Okay. If I come across something that's not as good as I want it to be on eBay, I will set that to the side for Whatnot. I just gave away my whole business model. Everybody's going to know that my stuff's cheapper.
Well, I think that's the general consensus, though, on Whatnot.
I think it is. And I'm not even sure. Some of the stuff I've got, I may lot. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like if I'm only going to make $4 or $5, $3 to $5 on eBay and wait a year, maybe 18 months for that money, why not just go ahead and get $3 or $4 now?
Yep.
So it makes for a lot more packing. You found that out the other night when you packed the same night. That's a bad idea. I don't think
it wasn't that bad.
It's bad.
Well, I sold 53 lots, but it was 22 buyers. So I had 22. Yeah, I only had 22 packages that went out. So it wasn't bad.
I may run 100 items.
Ooh, so that's a lot.
Packing may be horrible.
But if you do it on a Thursday, it technically would not have to go out, I don't think, until Monday.
Yeah, I don't think so. You might have. I don't know how that works. That's good. Good.
You get one business day, so that would be Friday. Yeah. The next business day would be Monday.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
So that may be a good night to have an auction on. But I know Dave does auctions on Thursdays a lot too, so I don't want to compete with him.
Who's Dave?
I don't know. David Letterman's, I think.
David Letterman. Yeah, he's a quitter, by the way.
A quitter? Did he quit? Who's a quitter?
Dave is a quitter.
ADH Dave?
Yeah, he quit his job.
Okay. All right, let's hear it. What's the beef with ADH Dave?
Oh,
What's
I don't have
Kevin's beef?
nothing.
Well, let's make something up.
Okay, he's short.
He is short. He's
I don't
shorter
like
than
short
me.
people. I don't like short
Well,
people, Chris.
I guess I qualify as being not short because, like, let me kick you off here.
No, I don't have no beef with anybody.
Well, let's make some up.
I'm
gonna make some up.
He's got an annoying voice.
Oh, don't go there. He's self-conscious about that.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think so.
I was just,
no, Dave is actually shorter than me.
Well, that's got to be pretty short then.
Yes, he is pretty short. Kevin is a little bit taller than me.
That's still pretty short.
Yeah, I'm right in between there. Because I remember the first time I met Kevin, I was so disappointed. He had me by maybe half inch.
He was disappointed.
I was so disappointed that he was taller than he said he was.
Oh, wow.
So you never did read your comment of the week.
Hey, did you read yours?
Yes, I did. Quirky picker.
Oh, yeah. I think I cut
What age do you have to before you're owed? And I agree. 40's the owed.
Yeah, I remember now. Okay, mine.
Big old rabbit trail, skunk trail, as you call it.
Skunk trailed it. Yeah. Okay, mine is from Mary McCain. I guess that's how you say that, McCain. It's with a Q. She said, "Hi guys, I'm in Ohio, and I didn't even realize the 127 came through here."
Mm-hmm.
She says, "I'm in Central Time, but even on the Western, or I'm in Central, but even on the Western border, it looks like it would just be about 3 hours from me." She's talking about to get here.
Yep.
Or something. Anyway, Crossville may be a bit further, LOL, but I love Tennessee. She says, "We went to Franklin so I could be on Dave Ramsey's show, and I would totally love to go back." She said, "I have started sharing your videos to a Pinterest board I set up just for your videos."
Ooh.
I know Trash to Cash makes fun of Pinterest, haha, but a lot of my pins get shared and saved, and I've made sales directly from sharing my listings. Have a blast. Liked and shared. Thanks, guys. And I kind of told her in the comments a little bit about our history. We've never been to Dave Ramsey's studio, but we did the Dave Ramsey course and we're debt free and all that.
And when you say you mean you and Tanya, not me and you.
Not me and you. Yeah.
Me and you've never been to Dave Ramsey either, but
no. I don't even. Yeah, who's that tall guy and that short guy? But yeah, I thought that was a cool comment. She's made a Pinterest board just for us and sharing us on it. And she's been to Dave Ramsey's studio I'm assuming from what it sounds like that she went to do the debt-free scream or something. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, it's cool. That's pretty cool.
You actually done Dave Ramsey's course, right?
Yeah, we went through it, and yeah, we're debt-free.
How long did you do it for?
The one we did was just the video course.
I mean, I don't know anything about this.
It's like probably like, I don't know.
Here's what I know about Dave Ramsey. If you find his stuff cheap at yard sales, buy it because it's got pretty good resale value.
Yeah, you can sell it. Yeah,
that's all I know about it. I've sold several of his pieces before.
All it is just common sense,
Yeah.
Save up for a rainy day, set aside money in your budget for this, that, plan ahead, basically. Boring. And it is boring, but I mean, he makes it not too bad. Not too bad. We got to go to a Rachel cruise, which she's all right, but I would much rather see Dave, but she was good. We got to see her in person and somebody else. I can't remember, one of them people that's with them.
Should we come out with a course
for how to not resell? We could do it.
How people can send us money and us tell them common sense stuff.
Yes, that is what he's doing.
Yes,
and he's surprised.
He's very successful at it.
Oh, I don't know if I'd say a billionaire, but he's definitely a millionaire.
Right.
He's made a lot of money off of common sense. But some people, when you're growing up, your parents don't really teach you anything about money management. And one thing I learned a long time ago is if you don't plan it, if you don't put it on paper or put it in your mind or somehow figure out what you're going to do with that money, it will disappear. Like, you got to be careful with it. Chris is like, nah.
Set it and forget it.
So,
oh wait, that was the rotisserie thing.
yeah,
right?
that's a chicken. That's a chicken, sir.
Man, how many of those back in the day, those infomercials, did you stay up till 1:30 in the morning watching? Because I used to watch them all the time.
I knew them all.
I don't think I ever really bought anything from any of them. Of course, I was young, but when I was young, working second shift, I'd come home, that junk would be on TV, and I'd be watching it and be like, man, I need one of those rotisserie things. I was like 21-year-old, what am I going to do with one of those?
Yeah. Don't even know how to cook.
Don't even know how to cook. Don't know nothing.
Do you remember the commercial? It's just a regular commercial, but it's like one of the funniest commercials ever. It was for collect calling, and it was this guy. He calls his father or father-in-law or something, and he said, I'm calling, whoever. And he said, well, the woman, the telephone operator says, who do I tell him is calling? He said, Bob, we had a baby. It's a boy. So she goes over and calls the guy, and she said, I've got a Bob. We had a baby. It's a boy on the other line. He said, wrong number. He hangs up. And he looks at his wife. He said, it was Bob. They had a baby. It's a boy.
I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you hear about that cartoonist they found dead?
No.
Yeah, the details are sketchy.
Oh, yeah. Why do you keep stealing my dad jokes? Oh.
Yeah. You got one?
I do.
All right, let's hear it. Battle of the dad jokes.
No, I don't even want to tell you no more.
No, because yours ain't as good as mine.
Probably not. Okay. Did you know your pupils are the last part to stop working when you die?
I did not know that.
Yeah, they dilate.
Oh, I think you beat me on that one, honestly. I think you did. I'm going to give you the point on that one. We need to start keeping up the points on this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What about sale of the week? What are you selling, man?
Sale of the week. I've had eBay's been solid. Okay, I want to tell this story. How much time we got? 52 minutes. Okay. Yeah, we got time.
Minutes. You got a few minutes. Yeah.
Sales this past weekend were horrendous. Sales last week were horrendous. I mean, bad. There was one day last week I sold $12 the whole day.
Oh,
$12. It was bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so Friday, Saturday was bad. Sunday up until 6:00 Sunday night, I had 0 sales for Sunday. 0.
That's an odd scenario.
And, I mean, it is odd. And then Sunday at 6:00, my phone, I'm serious when I say it's like somebody turned a switch on.
Mm-hmm.
My phone just went crazy. I had like 5 or 6 sales in a row. From 6:00 in the evening to the rest of the day Sunday, I hadn't had anything up until then. I ended up selling $294 Sunday from 6:00 on. Now, how can that be? How can Thursday be bad? Friday be bad? Wednesday was the $12 day. Sunday, 0 sales up until 6:00 that night. And then my phone just went berserk all at once. For like 2 hours, like I think I had like 6 sales in the first hour. The second hour, I had 1 or 2.
I had the same thing.
Just went crazy.
We had a day there where it was probably 3:00 in the evening. Nothing had sold. Well, no, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. All day, nothing. About 3:00, 3 or 4 sales in an hour. And by the time I went to bed, I am not lying, we almost sold $700. I'm like, where did that come from? Just out of nowhere. Boom. There it was.
A big portion of that was one sale though, right?
Oh yeah. 400. Well, that's the sale of the week. I'll tell it in a minute. Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's just been crazy. And then ever since Sunday, my sales have been on fire. So yeah, no rhyme or reason to it. Last week was absolutely horrendous. I didn't change nothing. I didn't go in there and change my promotions. I didn't run no sales. Nothing. I listed very little. I didn't list nothing. Yeah, I dropped 5 a day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, I mean, I was dropping a few items a day, but just went crazy. But my sale of the week, probably not my best sale. Let me see if I can find it. But my favorite sale of the week, well, go ahead and tell yours because I've clicked off of it and now I got to find it again. so go ahead and tell yours.
Old guy alert.
Well, yeah.
Mine was a presidential coin set. I bought this at the sale where you went back behind me the next day and got a bunch more Disney stuff. That was that sale. This was like a 40, I want to say like a 40 coin set. It had everybody from Washington up till Ronald Reagan. So each set had like 3 coins. They were all proofs. It sold for $400, display case and all. So,
that's probably where we should have stopped at President's.
If we would have just been able to say no more,
get rid of the offer. After Reagan got out of there, we should have just done away with the whole president thing.
How do you top that? I mean, really, he was.
We went downhill fast on that one, didn't we?
We are still kind of.
Well, now see, I'm not being political because there's Republicans since Reagan and there's been Democrats since Reagan, and they've all been bad.
There is no perfect president, that's for sure.
No, and I'm sure Reagan wasn't either. But,
no, he wasn't. But man, he was funny.
Yeah, he was funny.
You ever see the clip where he's outside and they're having, he's speaking to probably 10,000 people out here or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's just talking. All of a sudden, the balloon goes pow. He goes, "Missed me," and he just goes right back into his speech. He just stopped and said, "Missed me."
Oh wow!
He was a witty guy, funny.
My sale of the week, probably not my. It probably was my best sale, honestly, but really cool item. I actually shipped it out today, so it'll be on Old School Picker video next Wednesday. Yes, next Wednesday. It was a Continental 6 transistor radio. The little small transistor radios?
Mm-hmm.
This came from my private pick.
Oh, of course.
And he put no value on it. I was like, and I've bought and sold those things 100 times probably. Most of them are $20, $30 radios.
Mm-hmm.
I get this radio home. I got it out to list it. It comes in a leather case. Tested it. It works. I could not find one anywhere. I couldn't find it on Terapeak. Couldn't find it on eBay. I Googled the model number, the Continental 6 transistor radio model TR683. I could not find that radio on Google. The only thing I could find on Google about that radio, somebody had an ad out of a magazine selling it on eBay. Just the ad. I was like, wow, this thing must be rare. But I did find some other models, TR, other numbers. So similar type radios selling anywhere between $50 and $100. It's like, I'm going to be stupid and just put mine up there for $149.99 plus shipping, $150. So I drafted it, scheduled it. It dropped. Within an hour of it dropping, it sold for full price.
Wow, man!
I think I sold it way too cheap.
You probably undersold it, yeah.
Oh, I think this may have been like a $500 radio or something.
Gosh, man!
I have no idea, but I know what I paid for it, and it wasn't much. So I was happy with the $149.99.
Done good.
So, yeah, and I hope the buyer's happy. I'm sure he is. He probably got a steal.
He may really have.
He may really have. I mean, this thing may have been like thousands or dollars or something. If it is, I don't ever want to know if this dude emails me. If he emails me and tells me how great this radio is, I'm going to be upset. So I hope
he's going on Antiques Roadshow next week with this radio, $10,000 radio.
Oh my goodness, probably. Oh, I'd just be sick, man.
You just be laying in your floor melted.
Well, I mean, I spent $500 at that sale the first time, the private pick.
So you got a good chunk of it back right there.
Well, I got a big chunk of it back right there, and I was counting on like $20-$30 for that radio.
Yeah, that's a
So, you know,
deal, man.
I'm up 120 bucks on that. So yeah, so keep your eyes out for transistor radios. I pick them up all the time. I love them.
I
But
sell quite a few of them. Yeah.
yeah, but like I said, man, most of them I've sold a few 50, 60,
Yeah.
$70 ones. I ain't never sold one like that.
No, I've never hit nothing like that. That's pretty cool.
And I've never sold one that quick either. So
No, you're usually sitting on them a while.
yeah, so yeah, that was a pretty good sale. I was happy about that. And keep your eyes out, man. Them things are good. And what was bad though was when I seen that, when I was like, ooh, if he's got a bunch of these, I'm gonna buy a bunch of them, you know, sell them 30, 40 bucks a piece. That's the only one I could find. So
Oh man.
yeah. Yeah, so we talked a little bit about the eBay roller coaster. Wanted to talk to a little bit about Ground Advantage, and you're loving it, right?
Oh, it's a game changer for me, man. I don't
Mhm.
know. A lot of people, I haven't really heard anybody dog it yet, but I hadn't watched a ton of YouTube or nothing. But
Mm-mm.
I have noticed today was the first time that UPS beat Ground Advantage for me. And the reason was that residential coin set, it weighed like 22 pounds.
Mm.
So 22 pounds is like in a box, it was like 24 by 19 by 10 or something. So it was a big box and it was a heavy box. So it was going to be like $50 Ground Advantage. UPS come in like 20. So UPS won the day on that one. But I've had it beat UPS by $2 and $3 on 5, 6, 7 pound stuff. Like it's when I say a game changer, I mean, you think about, I probably ship out 200, 300, 400 UPS packages a year. If I can save $3 on just half of that, 150 times 3 hours, you know, almost $500 back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good little bonus, you know. I like it.
And cutting down on your stop time too.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you're just going to the post office instead of making 2 stops.
Yep.
How much have you used Priority since Ground Advantage has been up?
I've used it a few times, but it has cut it down probably half at least.
Now, do you think you'll get any kickback for items arriving slower on that?
I mean, I'm sure you'll get a complaint here and there, but
it's really not bad though. I mean, it's 2 to 5 day shipping where Priority's 1 to 3. So most ground's going to show up in 3 days anyways, I would think. So
unless it's going like West Coast, Oregon,
California, Alaska, or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you turned Alaska and Hawaii? Well, Hawaii, I guess you can use Ground Advantage for Alaska, right?
I don't know. I haven't turned it back on.
Yeah, I think so.
You let me know when you figure it out, and if it's good, I'll turn it back on.
I don't turn it off because I've got calculated.
Yeah, well, you're one of them weirdos that likes priority boxes too, though. So
it's true.
I saved that for the end of the show where we can't talk about it.
No, it will cut down on my priority use too. I'm sure. I've just not. I've not changed my priority listings over to Ground yet, but the new listings I am giving Ground Advantage priority over Priority Mail. Yeah, I'm giving it as my first option. That way, because you know, if it's close, it's going to be about the same price. I'll just ship it priority, use a priority box because they're free, and also it'll get to the customer a day sooner.
Yeah.
But if it's West Coast, you know, I'm assuming they're going to select Ground Advantage.
That is something else I should have said too. I sent something to Oregon. Oregon. And Priority Mail was like $18.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's normal. We're used to that. Ground Advantage was like 12.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Like,
because probably will arrive. Yeah, probably will arrive 1, maybe 2 days later.
Yeah, and if it's, you know, I get this a lot. If people want something quicker, they will actually message and say, "Hey, can you ship this next day air? Or can you ship this, you know, FedEx, whatever it is, or something?" And I will, if they want to pay the shipping, I'll, you know, like next day air is not cheap.
The last time I got that was from a prop company that bought a briefcase for me that they told me was going to be in a movie, an upcoming movie.
I remember that video.
Yeah, that's been probably about a year, maybe a year and a half ago. because it's probably been close to 2 years because I was still in the garage on that.
Yeah. Not only are you a celebrity, but you're selling stuff to movies too.
Yeah. I'm a big deal.
You're a huge deal.
Yeah, I'm a big something. All right, we better end it there. So this has been episode 14. Any final words, Caleb?
Come see us at the Two Old Guys Reselling Pickin the Plateau.
Pickin Podcast.
Take 2, Pickin Podcast. Wow. Yeah,
it's going to be a
Pickin the Plateau meetup August 4th. We want to see you guys.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope you guys join us. And remember to go back and watch episode 13 if you've made it this far. If you've made it this far, go to episode 13 if you've not watched it and comment and say, sorry, I missed this episode. And we'll see who our true fans are.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it so very much. Two Old Guys out.